holy motherfucking shit, what the fuck just, oh my god.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Well, hello everybody. This is Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast. I hope you enjoyed our enthusiastic intro.
Just trying to demonetize us in the first two sentences. That's all.
Our goal is to not make money.
We want to lose as much money as we can to prove that we're not in it for the business of it all. Yeah.
We are definitely in it today for the Loki of it all. We are going to be talking about episode 4 of season 2 of Loki. Like I said, this is Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast. On each and every episode, we talk about the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor, which includes the works of Loki on Disney Plus on every Thursday. Every Thursday, a new episode is dropping. And to talk about today's episode, episode number 4, Heart of the TVA, finally, Faz is here to talk about this season of Loki. Buddy, the 4th I did not think it would take until the 4th episode for you to be here.
Look, I was too busy watching the first two too early, so then I couldn't talk about them without spoiling. And I was too busy hanging out with Tom Hiddleston when the third one came out. So I'm transcending. No, listeners, I've been extremely
You've transcended us.
I've been extremely fortunate in the last couple weeks to be able to get to watch only a week or so early, but getting to see the first 2 episodes. So I really didn't want to be on a podcast talking about them in case I got them confused and spoiled. And then I was in New York for New York Comic-Con, so I was too busy meeting Ryan's heroes to be able to get on the pod.
You did get to meet like every cool person that I've enjoyed in comics.
I think I've
nuts.
I've now met every actor who cosplays who I cosplay the characters of my main ones. I've met them all now, and I got to meet Jason Aaron in person, and I got to meet
Assad Ribic.
And those two things are just I did miss Walt Simonson, so I guess you can feel good about that.
You truly did. Yeah.
But,
he was
I'm
there.
gonna have to go back next year, and I didn't know he was there, and he was gone before the time I got to his booth. But
did you meet Mike Del Mundo at New York Comic Con?
I met him at Fan Expo Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm just missing Russell Dodderman now. Get out there, buddy. Find get to a Comic Con, and I'll be there to get you to sign something.
And the elusive Donny Cates meeting has yet to happen.
I'm 0 for 4. He's been booked for a bunch. He's been for Fan Expo for 3 years and New York Comic Con once. But Donny, man, like you've been going through a lot in the last couple of years. Like I will meet you when you're in the place where you can meet your fans again. I'll be there.
And then of course now we've got we got to meet Al Ewing. We've got to meet Martin.
You know how many Stormbreakers were at New York Comic Con? Only one was missing. Only the most important one.
What?
Martin Cocolo couldn't make it.
Was the only Stormbreaker that wasn't there?
There might have been more than that. He told us when we were talking that he was devastated because the rest were going. So I imagine they were all there. But once I heard he wasn't there, I didn't go to the panel. It was a really long line and so on and so forth. And if I can't see my guy, then I'm gonna wait.
We're complete homers about it. But yeah, everybody, you came here to catch up with Faz and why he has not yet been on a Loki episode, but you also came here to hear our thoughts about the latest episode of Loki season 2, The Heart of the TVA. And Faz, just real quick before we get into like a synopsis, this is kind of going to be a truncated episode of the review today, but I want to know what your feelings on the season as a whole have been, from seeing those first 2 episodes, waiting, watching episode 3, and now this bonkers episode 4. What have been your overall thoughts so far this season?
My overall thoughts are that we need to get these showrunners and these directors in charge of all the big MCU projects. Because Loki now, 2 seasons now, different creatives, but all the same kind of brain trust, are just fucking killing it, man. Like there are parts where the writing doesn't feel as like tied together, but there's a lot of that because it's multiverse shenanigans, and all you need is key to say, there's no flaw in that logic, and then we can just move on because they're acknowledging like, look, it's a multiverse thing.
There,
It's not
yeah,
like this is all made up science. Just roll with it,
yeah,
and they do that. They lampshade nicely, and then you just get to go. Like I think the acting is top tier. I think
yeah.
that the writing is top tier. The set design is top tier. The costumes are top tier. Although we need a Asgardian armor Loki at some point, please.
Ooh,
The only thing this show's missing, and the real reason I haven't been on to talk about it at all yet, listeners, is because the most important Loki of all time has not appeared yet. There is no alligator Loki in the first 4 episodes. We are 200 minutes of Loki in, and there is no alligator. What are we doing? Alyssa Wong is somewhere screaming at the sky, probably, being like,
screaming
where
at the
is my
sky.
alligator? I wake up every morning and I think, where is my motherfucking alligator? No, but in all seriousness, it's amazing. It's top tier MCU. I've loved Phase 4 and Phase 5, but this one is with each episode moving higher and higher on my list. If they can stick the
Yeah,
landing at the quality they've been going, they're setting up the multiverse saga perfectly. Now.
yeah, yeah. We, a few bumps in the road, but I feel like Loki. I get it. Like Kang was a huge part of Quantum Mania. Totally get it. Loki has been more important to the Kang dynasty kind of like direction we're going. Loki has been way more important in my estimation because we are actually connecting with Kang. We're actually connecting with He Who Remains, with Victor Timely,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't. And some listener could probably do a little bit better remembering this. I don't believe we have called him Kang
Wait.
once
Okay,
in
so
Loki.
before we go any further, we should say this is a spoiler cast. We will be
It is,
spoiling.
yeah.
Spoilers,
Spoilery,
spoilers, spoilers.
spoilery,
Spoils at
spoilers,
your own. We
spoilers.
haven't spoiled anything yet, but I'm just realizing that we didn't
Yes.
say that yet. Spoilers. Big spoilers. We're gonna spoil stuff. Kang is called Kang, I believe, or at least called the Conqueror in Quantum Mania. I
But
think
in Loki, we haven't referred to him as Kang or Kang the Conqueror or
no,
anything.
he says that some of his variants were conquerors, I think, during the speech at
Okay.
the end of season 1, but that's a lot different than saying I am Kang the Conqueror who won and
Right,
became
right,
He Who
right, right.
Remains. Yeah.
Okay. So everybody, going into episode 4, we had all the Victor Timely nonsense in last episode. And if you stuck around for our review of that, it was a little bit of an unorthodox review. Will and I were both very tired after theology beer camp,
There's much
and we
less
did a
swearing because I wasn't around.
yes, yeah, it was a much more PG, at least PG-13 rated episode. And then Kim showed up at the end, kind of a holdover from our Warriors She episode, which Haley and Kim could not have been like more fun to hang out with and talk about Loki. But this episode, we're going to give you again a little bit of a truncated review here because there's so much that happens that we really don't know the implications of yet.
Mm-hmm.
So in this episode, I wrote down a few notes, which is nuts because I normally don't write down notes. Oh my goodness! Now I
And the
can't find my
notes are
notes
gone,
fast.
listeners, so I'm just gonna riff.
Um, oh yeah, my notes are back here. Okay, so I took some notes, and let me just give you a 30,000-foot view of the episode. And I realize sometimes when I say that, I tend to go a little bit closer to the ground and I get to get in the minutia. But I'm going to stick to my own internal rules this
No
time.
minutia allowed. We
No
we don't
minutia
do
allowed.
nuance. We don't do depth. We're only the 3,000 foot view. That's it.
And here's the thing: you have the two members of the Across the Bifrost family who are probably the most forgiving when it comes to details.
I mean, that's also very true. And we're also the ones who get embarrassed whenever we bring on scholars who reference some amazing stuff in these properties and we go, "Oh, I've read Shakespeare once when I was in grade 9." Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A clear reference. That's our Nathan Gilmore Easter egg of the
There
episode.
you go. Yeah.
In this episode, though, we are back at the TVA, and Victor Timely is brought in to work with Ouroboros, his hero, because they mutually have an appreciation of each other, and they are trying to figure out how to fix the loom.
We got to talk about that briefly.
Okay,
They made the Ouroboros thing perfect. The whole Ouroboros, his book is given to Timely, which allows him to create the TVA, and then Timely's book is given to Ouroboros to create his own book and manage the TVA, and it's now an Ouroboros. And literally, Key gets to say, it's like a snake eating its own tail. Every time they wink at the audience and have Key say something like that, like the one earlier when he's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. There's absolutely no flaw in that logic. Perfect. Perfect
Yeah,
use.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Anyway, sorry. I wanted
No,
to
no.
get that in there because
Honestly,
yeah.
it's was one of my favorite parts of the episode. Especially when Sylvie calls it out and she's like, "Can you guys like do this later,
Yeah,
please?"
yeah, yeah. Like the world is literally ending right now, and we're risking the chance of spaghettification, and we need to get moving on this. Yeah.
We will come back to spaghettification later.
Mhm.
So then while they're trying to fix the loom to get this multiplier device in place to widen what the loom is able to intake, Mobius, Sylvie, and Loki, all they are going to try and figure out what to do with Dox, because Dox is a prisoner now, and they're going to try to convince B-15 to trust her, because at the end of the day, Dox wants what's best for the TVA. So they're all trying to form a plan for what happens when Ravonna Renslayer comes back and tries to take over the TVA. They're trying to ensure that their plan is protected from Ravonna's plan. And throughout all of this, Miss Minutes is sabotaging their TemPads, sabotaging the elevator, and we come full circle with the
And just
elevator
being
thing from episode
entirely
one.
sexy, right? Like have you been on MCU Reddit at all? Everybody is pretending that this clock is the sexiest thing of all time, and it's fucking hilarious.
You lost me at Reddit. Yeah, Faz goes into the deep lore with the internet.
Look, Miss Minutes has no business being this flirty with everybody. And MCU Reddit, a lot of them, a lot of people on Reddit, they they look for that interaction wherever they can get it, and they're getting it from an AI kind of physical clock that glows. What does Timely call it? An effervescent clock, effervescent
Yeah,
ghost clock, maybe. That's
effervescent ghost clock. Yeah,
if that's what tickles your fancy, then I'm here for it, buddy. I'm happy for you. We're all about
feel free to
representation.
not tell us more.
No details necessary,
No
but I'm happy
details
for you
necessary.
is all. Yeah.
So towards the end, there's two scenes I feel that are worth maybe a little bit of detail. Ravonna, B-15 tries to convince Dox and the rest of the prisoners that they should do what's best for the TVA and follow like this plan of protecting the TVA from Ravonna, and kind of in a way forfeiting their lives on the timeline to keep the TVA intact. Ravonna, she time doors into the holding cell and offers all of them, including Brad and Dox and the rest of the Minutemen, offers them, hey, if you help me take back the TVA, I will give you back your lives on the timeline. And this leads to Dox and the Minutemen not siding with her. Brad does, because he loves his life on the timeline so much.
Fucking Brad.
And Dox and the Minutemen are encapsulated in that cube that we saw Loki torture Brad with. They're all encapsulated in the cube, and they slowly get compressed off screen, and they all die.
And Dox has almost the coldest line in the entire
Yeah, I was
MCU.
gonna come back to yeah.
Okay, go
What is
for it.
what?
Say it.
No. You. What does Dox say to Brad as they're all dying?
Well, she looks at Ravonna in the face and says, "How does it feel to know that we'd all rather die than stand with you?" And it's just, oh, what a
And
last line. Fuck yeah.
one of her what so great ending line, and the line she says to Brad is almost as cold, where she says, "Was your life on the timeline really this good?"
Yeah.
And they all like die in this mass, like I don't know.
Brad's
It's
being set up for the Scourge arc in Thor 3. He's gonna betray someone near the end, I think. Or maybe it already counts as a betrayal as we get later in the episode. We'll have to see.
yeah. And then of course the last scene is when they're trying to apply the multiplier to the time loom to widen it Victor Timely says, basically, if something goes wrong, I need to be the one that does this, because they're at that situation where they've got to hoof it. That's
Mhm.
been the kind
I
of like a
like that it's
running
a
joke.
recurring sentence. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
really
yeah.
gotta hoof it. Yeah.
So they open the blast doors because they can open the blast doors now because they have Kang's or temporal aura
Yeah.
signature, so
Yeah.
they can open up the doors again. The second that Timely walks out of the doors, he gets spaghettified.
This is the kind of Italian representation that we've been missing in mainstream media, so it's really nice to see.
But then what happens is the temporal loom explodes,
Hmm.
and this wide, all like white hot explosion envelops all of our characters and goes black. And that's how the episode ends. Then
Yeah,
we're
it's just
done. Like the episode's done.
and there's no post-credit scene. It's just
No post
you,
credit,
you
nothing.
you look into Loki's eyes, you see it coming, and then black. See you
They're
next week.
like, some of
See you
them are
next Thursday.
crying, some of them are worried. Like Mobius is in this stance, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Loki's like, how could we have failed? Yeah.
quite a drastic end of episode 4.
Four.
We got
Two
2 more
more.
episodes left.
The,
So
the
it's,
screenwriters say the last two are the best two.
I mean, I hope because like
The reason I
this
take them
episode
at
was
face value,
crazy.
like a lot of the other shows have said stuff like four is really my favorite of them. These ones didn't say that. These ones said, "Oh, you like four? Hey, just wait. Five and six are coming for you."
So Faz, what was like, give me like a favorite moment from the episode.
Um, Timely and OB meeting each other and obsessing over each other, and the whole. Well, now I'm really embarrassed that he's seeing my diagram because it's not to scale, and he has a big not to scale sign under it, and he's like, "It's such shoddy work. I only got to paint everything twice, and I wasn't able to whittle little miniatures of all of us, only the people that are actually involved in the plan." And like, I was really happy with it, but now that Victor's here, I'm really embarrassed. This is the work of mine he gets to see. Like, it's just
Meeting his hero.
I and then Victor's the exact same way about OB. Like, I like that stuff, and I also like that it kind of feels like Victor is trolling us all. Do you get the vibe at all that
Oh
he's
yeah.
like he refuses
Well,
to
he
work with
was. He
Ravonna, but then
was.
immediately works with OB? He's stuttering the whole time. Oh, at one point when Miss Minutes is dying and starts stuttering, he says, "Well, there's no need to mock me," because he stutters just like Miss Minutes is when she's dying. And then the once he does the temporal aura thing, he doesn't stutter anymore. And he
Mm.
goes, "I'm the guy who should be doing this. I've got to get out there." My theory that I've been hearing other people maybe say too is that this is all part of the plan, and that Victor is a super con man who is maybe each spaghetti strand is a Kang getting into the multiverse.
Oh,
Maybe he just had to die to start the process. Who knows? But I think that he was not as good of a guy as everybody seems to have decided that he was this particular variant, and can't wait to see what they do in 5 and 6. How about you, Ryan? What
yeah.
was your favorite part? Oh, wait,
So
one more thing. Sorry.
yeah.
The Sylvie, like, well, it seems like we're playing God if we do that. And Loki, very coldly, we are gods. Fuck yeah, you are.
Damn it, Fazio.
I wish that you switched into your Asgardian armor with the horns when you said that, but I'll take it looking freaking sick in that brown jacket.
So honestly, that scene with Sylvie and Loki is my favorite part,
Yeah.
because if you've been following along with our reviews, Will and I kind of started down this path of there is a I always think of apologizing for this part, but like Will and I see this through a spiritual religious line of thinking, but this can apply to larger belief systems. Mobius says in the first episode, and we've quoted it quite a few times, like, what do we do now? And he says, well, their gods are dead and their belief system is essentially crumbling around them, to paraphrase.
Yeah.
What happens now? And Sylvie is so ready to burn everything to the ground. B15 wants to hope that they can restructure this so that it works. OB and Casey are trying to figure out how can they retrofit everything to do the job that they need it to do now. But Sylvie says, like, but essentially, and I'm paraphrasing again, like, why are we holding on to this? Why are we holding on to this? Like, I came back for a reason. I told you the next time that I saw him, I would kill him. And Loki said, but you haven't. You didn't. So what is holding you back? And she's like, we should just burn this all to the ground and start over. And then Loki lays down these lines, and they were maybe my favorite part of the season so far. Is Tom Hiddleston delivering this dialogue where he says, "Burn it down, easy. Annihilating is easy. Raising things to the ground is easy. Trying to fix what's broken is hard. Hope is hard." That coming from Loki is super rich. Like, not only does it speak to the depth of his character, but it speaks to his role in this group. His role is to keep everybody together. His goal is to keep everybody focused on what's ahead. And I loved it so much because it speaks to my personal connection with this season so far. And that line, I paused it and rewatched it 3 times. It was so good.
It's
And
a
Hiddleston is
masterclass.
crazy good. Like,
It's just a masterclass in showing Sylvie as Loki as he was in Avengers 1, and then Hiddleston being Loki as he is 10 years later with all the
agreed.
experiences he's had. Like, you see, why don't we just blow it up? Yeah, I mean, I would have done that. I think he might even reference the Avengers at one point in this one
Yeah.
too, but like, that's the easy stuff. The easy stuff is to be the destroyer, to just
Yeah.
blow it all up and try again. The hard stuff is making it work and putting in the work. It's special. The writing is special.
Yeah.
Hiddleston's a
So
special actor. We're very lucky.
So yeah, those are kind of our big thoughts. And again, we said this was going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. Don't worry though. Episodes 5 and 6, we're going to go a little bit longer because we've got, a lot of stuff to talk about. So everybody, as we've come to the end of this episode, I want to remind you that Many Paths is going to be taking over our Patreon and our social media on November 1st. So if you are listening to this after November 1st, our Patreon is going to be Many Paths Official. Our Instagram is going to be Many Paths Official. And starting on next week's Loki episode, we're going to be talking about how Across the Bifrost is going to be changing a little bit, and a new project that myself, Faz, and Will are launching into in a matter of weeks. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Like if you're one of the people that might be disappointed that Across the Bifrost is changing, just trust us. Trust us. The next phase of this whole thing is going to be so much fun, and it's going to be fun for us. And we hope that means that it's going to be fun for you.
Like, listeners, the first couple test ones have been described by the people that we've trusted to check as Cocaine Bear the podcast.
Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear the podcast.
Chill Will from Chapel Hill has unlocked a new area of his brain, and it's resulting in some sentences
which is terrifying.
Terrifying Ryan and I. Normally, I'm the one who goes too far, and Will's saying stuff that's just. I'm excited, guys. You're gonna like it. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and there's still gonna be Thor things. Don't worry.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff, and it's gonna let us branch out and have a lot of fun.
A reminder. For don't hit the panic button, anybody. For you Across the Bifrost super fans, and we know there's a couple of you, like, Across the Bifrost is not going away. We're just changing it so that we can do what Faz did, or what he just said. We can expand a little bit, but also stay home to our roots, because we still want to talk about Immortal Thor. We've got to talk about Immortal Thor. It was one of the main components in Faz's new contract extension that we
honestly, guys, the negotiations were tough but fair. I had to
and he's the lawyer, so he won.
To have me across a whole multiverse like that, the amount of time and money that Ryan is now losing, his poor kids, they're not gonna be able to go to camp, they're not gonna be able to eat 3 meals a day, but I'm still here, so there you go.
Yeah, which I said, hey guys, I understand that having one or 2 meals a day is difficult, and our snack budget has taken a hit.
And you know what? Your kids stuff said, Dad, I get it. It's Faz, is what they said. They were like, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
I will say though, my son is convinced, because of the pictures on Instagram, he's convinced that you actually are Thor, and there is no Chris Hemsworth.
it's a Donald Blake scenario, right? Like, am I the guy who's podcasting now, or do I just need to hit my metal hammer on the ground and then we'll see? Who knows?
There will definitely be enough of
In
us chatting about that little nugget.
in the multiverse of many paths, there is certainly a universe out there where I am Thor, and there's a universe where you're Thor, and there's a universe where your son is Thor, and he's saying that to throw us off the scent so that he can continue to be Thor. And I
That's
think that's this
fantastic.
universe. I'm pretty sure
Oh
he's
my
Thor.
gosh. So everybody, thank you for hanging with us here for this review of episode 4 of season 2 of Loki, Heart of the TVA. We don't know where we're going from here because we have like a blank slate.
Blank space,
Seemingly,
baby, and I'll write your name. Taylor Swift reference of the day.
oh my goodness, the T Swift reference. Fantastic. But until we see you next time aboard the Rainbow Bridge, don't forget, everybody, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, remember to stay worthy. It was the jazz version of our song.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked that. We should do that more.
Or maybe
Can we
never again.
can we run the music through like a jazz filter and just have it play like that once or twice to see what people see, see if they notice it, see what they think.